What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Life Advice with Hunter. This is the show where I sit down, read questions from viewers just like you, and give you advice on whatever is going on in your life. And today, I just want to sit down and talk about a topic that I've had on my mind for a bit. And I've talked about it slightly in the past, but I really want to expand on it today. And the message of today's video is that you don't need to be in a relationship to be happy. Anyways, let's talk about that while I play some Halo 3 and having a blast. So here's the thing. There's a lot of people that I've seen in my life, especially in Gen Z, that for some reason think that you need to be in a relationship to be happy, or that you need to be in a relationship to have goals or anything like that. The truth of the matter is that you don't. You fucking don't, all right? Let me tell you a little bit, all right? Now, here's the thing. I used to kind of believe this, you know? Like when I was in high school and stuff like that, there was always a dream of being in a relationship, especially when you're at a young age like that where the world is telling you that you need to get laid and all this stuff. You don't need to. You don't need to get laid, and you don't need to have your life revolve around women. You don't need to have it revolve around boys. Your life needs to be resolved around you. And I mean that when I say that. What I mean by that is that you should focus on yourself first before you focus on anything else. And I mean this at any point in your life. I don't care where you're at in your relationship, you should always put yourself first. And what I mean by that is that you shouldn't let a relationship pull you down. You shouldn't let a relationship determine how you spend your life. Now, what I mean by this is that, you know, your girlfriend shouldn't be dictating what career path you choose. Your girlfriend shouldn't dictate where you're going to live, you know, stuff like that. And I believe that a lot. And I think that it's this thing of modern culture, thanks to social media, where a lot of people's judgments of relationships have been twisted and altered. And, you know, the truth is that when you look at social media, you're going to have guys and girls spending every single second of their life together. And to be fair, I'm part of that generation that saw that switch. And it's true. There are plenty of relationships that you will see on social media of people that spend every waking minute together. And that they have this sort of perspective that if you're not dating somebody, you can't be truly happy. And if that is your perspective, there's something deeper going on. The truth of the matter is that if you think to yourself, I can only be happy when I have a girlfriend, you are not setting high enough goals for yourself. You're not challenging yourself. Your body is telling you that you need connection. And that's valid. Everybody needs some form of connection. I spent all last video talking about this, how you need to make sure that you're talking to people and having people in your life that are meaningful, right? Of course, everybody needs that. But you shouldn't be looking for it only solely in a relationship. You should be looking for it in every avenue of your life. Every relationship that you have with somebody should push you forward. And unfortunately, a lot of guys will use a girlfriend as a way to sort of stay stagnant. What I mean by that is that they think that, oh, I have the girlfriend, I have the job, I have the life that I want, I can give up. You have to always be moving, you know? And I've learned that a lot through several different things that I have done in my life, right? Whether if it's YouTube or radio or whatever it is, you need to always be moving. You can't stay stagnant, right? If I decided tomorrow that I'm not going to improve, then this channel doesn't improve and it doesn't grow. And for a long time, I felt the same way, you know, about life like that. And I really felt it when I was a younger guy, especially my freshman year of college. I was seeing this girl for a little bit, and I was really living in the perspective of that this is the person that I need to focus on. And I let my grades slip a little bit by the end of that semester. I didn't fail anything, but I didn't get a great GPA by the end because I was focusing too much on this dumb girl. Not that she was dumb, but just because I was being dumb. I was treating it like that this was my future, and it wasn't. We only dated for a couple months. Like, that's the truth of the matter. We only dated for a little while, and then she dumped me. And rightfully so, because she was a little bit older than me, like 21, and I was wasting my life chasing after her as an 18-year-old. You know, because at that point, I didn't have an adult relationship. Adult relationships need to be handled a lot differently than high school relationships. And what I mean by that is that you are going to treat your college girlfriends a lot different than you treat your high school girlfriends. What I mean by that is that your high school girlfriend is probably going to be more of a friend that you kiss. Is the best way that I can put it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be talking about your future. Well, you are going to be, but you don't mean any of it. Neither of you know who you're going to be or what you want to be. You really don't. You don't know that until you get into your later years of college, where you really figure out who you are and what you're going to be in your life. And for me, I was like that, I was the one that was living in a fantasy world where everything was perfect and puppy love was the only answer. And if you guys didn't have a perfect relationship all of the time, it wasn't meant to be. And you realize that once you get in college that is not the reality, and that's not the way that you're going to live. That's not the way that you should live. I don't think that anybody should live in a world where it's only fantasies, right? You shouldn't only live in a world where both people are happy 100% of the time. Life needs struggle. Life needs challenges. So the big thing that I would recommend to you is remember this. There's no real reason to be in a relationship, right? A relationship should be secondary, and it should be an extension of your life. It shouldn't be a way to improve your life. It should be a way to extend your life. And this is something that I really have kind of been thinking about a lot lately. You should really only be in a relationship if you feel like that is what you need in that very moment in life. And what I mean by that is that you have a lot of stuff figured out, and you feel like you can share it with somebody. And a lot of people don't do this. But I really think that you should be in a relationship with somebody that has similar values and similar ideas to you. Now, this goes beyond the basic stuff. Like a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I want somebody that, shares my same religious beliefs or my same political beliefs or anything like that. That's normal stuff that most people follow. But a lot of people forget that there's more morals beyond that. And the truth of the matter is that you should be more selective in your relationships. This goes for both guys and girls. I think that a lot of guys see a pretty girl and say, that's enough for me. But what about her do you really like? If the first thing that you name about your girlfriend is her physical features, you shouldn't be with her. That's something I believe in wholeheartedly. If a girl shares the same values as me or likes some of the same things as me, or we have similar mindsets when it comes to our careers, then yeah, that's the person that you should be talking to. Whether if it's that she also wants to be in the same field as you, whether if she has the same goals of like where she wants to be in 5 years or whatever it may be, that's the type of people you need to be looking for. And when you find that person, you know it, right? You have this feeling in your chest when you meet the person that is special to you, that when that person comes into your life that is going to be the person that you're going to want to spend the rest of your life with, they come into your life kind of unexpectedly, right? And when they come in unexpectedly, it's the best feeling in your chest. It really is. You get this feeling of excitement. You get this feeling of joy. You get all kinds of good feelings. And the truth is that a lot of the times, it's truly unexpected. You weren't expecting to meet this person. It might not be on a dating app. It may not be where you expect it. It could be in the least unexpected place imaginable. That's totally fine. That's good. But a lot of the first girls that you end up dating, you don't really share a lot of values in common. You might share the same video game or something like that. But the truth of the matter is that those values are what's really important, right? Because this is somebody that you're looking to spend the rest of your life with. And if you're looking at girls and you're saying, well, we don't really fully agree on how we want to raise kids, or we don't fully agree on this issue, then run. Just leave, right? Like, what value is that relationship giving you? Because it's not going to give you the same type of value that something like a good job will, right? Or like something like a hobby that you enjoy. The best part that I can explain it as is that a girlfriend or a boyfriend should be somebody that you would want to have as a friend, right? I think that a lot of people see rather, I just want to have a girlfriend or I just want to have a boyfriend because the internet told me I need one. You don't need one. You don't need a relationship to be happy. And if that's the way that you are going right now, you haven't set good enough goals for yourself. You haven't gotten to a point in your life where you're really ready for one. What you've decided is that the world has told me that I need one, therefore I need one. Stop listening to people and pave your own path. You don't have to follow some fucking social norm, right? Most people don't follow the social norms anyways, especially in Gen Z. We're very rebellious. Be rebellious about your relationships. Don't get in a relationship just because your mom told you that, why don't you bring a girl over for Christmas? You know what I mean? Like, fuck that, dude. Just focus on yourself. Don't worry about what your mom thinks about you not being in a relationship, especially if you're a young guy or a young girl. Fuck that, man. Focus on who you want to be. And that's something that I really think is that you need to focus on yourself a lot more. I think that a lot of young people are focusing on other people, I think that it's pretty obvious that a lot of us struggle with dealing with what do other people think of us for multiple different reasons, whether if it's our career path or even social media. Social media has really brought this problem back for Gen Z when millennials were pretty good at ignoring people, right? Now, the truth of the matter is that, we have some more struggles in that area with social media and stuff. Don't worry about what other people think of you. Fuck them. Because they don't control your life and they don't see the hard work that you do. And, I've said this before. People don't work hard anymore, right? It's throughout history, people haven't worked hard. I don't want to sound like a boomer, but throughout history, there are always lazy motherfuckers. There really are. There's always going to be people that are lazier than you, and a lot of those people complaining about you or making fun of you right now are those people that don't work hard. Prove them wrong, work your fucking ass off, and prove to them that you can be something. Don't be an angry fucking bitch that sits around complaining about the modern workforce because you haven't done anything about it. Work your fucking ass off and become the best person in the room. You should do it. You can do it. I did it. Everybody's is doing it, right? And right now is the best time because there's so little people that are willing to put in that work. But you're gonna, right? You're gonna put in the work and then worry about the girlfriend, right? Because when you become more independent, when you become a better person at work, when you become the better person, you sort of get access to these women that are considered more better. You know what I mean? You're not worrying about, oh, I wonder how many fucking Twilight movies she's seen. Fuck that, all right? You're not talking to modern girls you're not talking to girls like that when you get a good job, brother. That's not what you guys are talking about, all right? You guys are having meaningful conversations about philosophy and who you want to be and what you want your children to be like. And that's what I want you to take away. You don't need a relationship to be happy. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed. I'm just enjoying some Halo 3 again. But if you want to submit your own questions through these videos, do so by going down into the description, finding the Google form link, finding our Discord server, leaving it in the comments, or finding me on social media. Whatever works for you, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, I will see you in the next video. Peace.